This Sunday morning, we are joined by a special gentleman. He's not new to you. In your ears, you're always giving positive feedback from the great things he's discussing.
Positive feedback.
And giving us.
Feedback.
And before you mention his name, we are looking at the fact that can Rwanda double tourism investors? I repeat, can Rwanda double tourism investors? Yes, it can. But how? From luxury tourism to mass market hospitality. This is what we're exploring this morning. And to help us explore all that, Arafat, take it from there.
Why do you say Arafat? Take it. Okay, so the thing is that today, you know that Rwanda has built actually a strong global tourism brand. That we can deny it. It's really a big one. And especially around gorilla trekking, luxury accommodation, and of course, and high-end experiences. So, but we're asking ourselves if the ambitions, of course, is to significantly increase the, the visitors number, which will give us money. Because, if you have 10 people who are luxurious, it's different when you have 2 luxurious and 50 non-luxurious.
Yes.
That's, in simple terms, what we want to talk about.
Yeah.
So, in the studios today, this morning, we have, Mr. Harish Dabasia, who is a business coach and, a development man. If you want to develop yourself and become better of yourself, and, if you're an institution and you're looking to, advance on what you're doing, this is the right man you need to look to. And, of course, we have him here in the studio. So today we are talking about, can Rwanda attract not only wealth tourists, you see, but also the wider Africa and Africans and global middle, class.
Let's call it mass market tourism.
Mass market tourism.
Yeah. If we were to take the airlines example, airline makes most of its profits from the business and the first class, but it constitutes less than 10% of the occupancy of the whole airline, of the whole plane. 90% of the passengers in the plane are economy class. And it is the economy class that pays for the fuel, it pays for the pilot, it pays for the crew, everything. So, this idea about, 25,000, a night, exclusive resorts, the occupancy at best would be 100 days a year. Yes, it is generating, 2.5 million, in revenue. It is high margin, but that alone is not going to create employment for the hospitality industry. It is not going to 10x the employment of hospitality. Hospitality is one industry that creates more employments than any other industry. To the extent that the Saudi Arabia's new ruler, MBS, he said that our hospitality level in Saudi Arabia is so low, and the unemployment is so high that he has forced hospitality hotels to have 3 employees per guest. It has become a compulsory statement.
Really?
Yeah.
3
and this
employees per guest.
Per guest, and this is compulsory. Why? They have to diversify from their oil revenues to tourism revenues. They also have a lot of high unemployment, youth unemployment. And the hospitality industry is one industry that can suck up all that unemployment. So, yes, the Visit Rwanda has been wildly successful. But if it is only limited to this exclusive territories and exclusive tourism, then we are doing unjust. It is underutilized. The campaign is underutilized. I lived in Nairobi. I was brought up in Nairobi, Nilisoma, Nairobi. And I did not know Rwanda. I did not know Kigali. Until 2 years back, when I was asked to come and survey a piece of land for a Hindu temple. That's the first time I hear about, Kigali. The first time I'm hearing about Rwanda, even though I was raised in East Africa. That's how unknown, undiscovered Rwanda and Kigali is. That should not be the case. If Visit Rwanda needs to be fruitful, then it needs to attract mass market tourism. Let's look at the most visited countries. It used to be London in the 70s, 80s, up to 2000. Then it was overtaken by Paris. Paris now attracts around 120 million visitors annually. It is twice the size of its own population. And the same is happening in Spain. If Rwanda at the moment may be attracting 2-3 million visitors, and your population...
Actually, that was my next question. I wanted to ask you exactly, because we know very well that Rwanda is significantly trying its best to increase its visitors. That is in their plan, they're doing it. But you, as someone who has really experienced it, of course, who has expertise on this, what would Rwanda do right now to make sure that it increases its visitors, its tourism base from 3 million to 6 million, let's say, if it is to double,
2x.
if it's to double it, yes.
We
want to have live examples.
Okay,
Maybe
so,
someone listening from that can say, okay.
Recently, my millionaire property, a property investor uncle landed here. He was traveling from Nairobi to London, and they offered him a stopover, a 4-day stopover.
To Kigali.
In Kigali, because they couldn't give him the connecting flight, because he was traveling by Rwanda Air from Nairobi to London, and there was some problem, and so they decided to give him a stopover, which he took over, which he accepted it. He accepted it, and he was. They gave him 4 days. This needs to happen more often.
It was a blessing in disguise, maybe.
Yes, but the problem is, even in these 4 days, it was difficult for me to take him to places. Rwanda is not built for mass market. I took him to the Parliament House, Rwanda Parliament. There is a big space dedicated towards the Reconstruction Museum. That museum is exclusive. There is a visitor's fee and there is a Muzungu fee, a local and a Muzungu fee. The Parliament needs... this, and that place is empty. Ghosts, no people. The Parliament is not short of money. Visitor attractions.
That's not where money is made.
No, they. Even in London, all the visitor sites are free, but they're not making money from the visitor sites. Entrance is free, but you're making money from the coffee, the croissants, the canteens that you are
Incentives.
running. I used to go to V&A specially just to go and drink coffee and have, an English bun.
I know English bun.
Yeah, with cream. And they used to make some of the best. But, V&A is a huge museum. It's a huge property. If nobody inside it... then it's a waste of effort. It's the same thing with your Parliament Museum. It was so difficult for me to even find places to go with him. I did 1 day tour of the town. He noticed one thing, and he mentioned it. He may be a fan of this Who Wants to Be a Millionaire program. He says he observed the manicured gardens on the town downtown, and he picked it. Harish, there is not a single dry blade of grass in this landscaping. Take a note of this. Like he said it in that Hindi tone of the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Lock this idea.
That's what he said.
Yeah. So if you can be so particular about your landscape, you can make sure that your gardens have no dry blades of grass. That is not only clean, but it is manicured. Then the same thing needs to happen at that level in the hospitality industry. The hotel he was living in has some funny name. It is called, I think, the Free House Hotel or something. It's somebody didn't even think about naming that place.
So the nomenclature has to also be on point.
Yes. What is a Free House Hotel?
Free house.
Yeah.
Okay.
What kind of name is that?
Is it free? Okay.
Yeah, and it is in Kimuhurura. It's a big property,
High-end
and the
area.
place is empty. My uncle was the only occupant
Hey.
in that big space.
That's dangerous. So we're asking ourselves that
How do we?
how do we make it possible? How do we make it possible?
How do we make it work
Yeah, it has
to increase the numbers, the
Yeah.
masses, like in the?
we
What should
have
we
to
do?
attract the masses, and one of the ways that Dubai does it, the way Etihad does it, the way Turkey does it. Turkey has now overtaken Heathrow as the most populous airport in Europe, and it is doing it by offering free stopovers. Because nobody, if I, who was born in Nairobi, did not know Kigali, did not know Rwanda, who do you expect the world to know? Why do you expect the world to know? It is an undiscovered gem of a country. If you don't expose it, if people are not encouraged to stay.
So according to you, apart from the partnership Rwanda has had, we are seeing partnerships with Aston Villa, we are seeing partnerships with the other big teams, around the world, and we're asking ourselves, seriously, what is it else they can do to attract, the mass market that you're talking about?
The campaign is a brilliant one. And your president himself went to sign this thing with Macron when he went to France. So it is being curated from the highest levels, but it is not it is falling short of grounding itself. It is there up in the higher tiers in the clouds, but it is not landing on the ground. By making it land on the ground, we need to offer people simple luxuries of attracting the honeymoon couples, attracting the weekenders, attracting anyone who hasn't experienced Africa. Africa may be a huge continent. It is still, the world sees it as a dark continent. And this narrative was not ours. It was imposed on us by our colonial masters. You and I know that Africa is not dark. It may have dark-skinned people, but the continent is not dark. It has lights. It has internet. It has multi-story.
Very true. Very true. Very true.
Yeah. And it has abilities and attractions and places for people to visit. They don't have to always head to Dubai or to Singapore or to Europe. Even Indian and Chinese tourists are the fastest growing in tourism category is the Indian and the Chinese even in Europe. We should attract those as well.
Very true. Very true.
Very few Indians have any connection to Rwanda because historically we have not had any connection. Colonial or any otherwise. And the Indian population or the Chinese population is minuscule compared to in Kenya, Tanzania or Uganda.
Very, very true.
It's very important. And we want to expand more on what we can do now that we have all these facilities. We have mice, we have a few partnerships we talked about to make sure that we increase the numbers.
Yes.
These days we say Dubai has more numbers.
Yes.
Spain is getting more numbers. The US, because of World Cup, okay, that is now a one. That is a one.
No, but it has become a hot destination for when there is winter in Europe. Everybody flocks towards the Mediterranean, mainly Spain.
Okay.
And Spain did it because it allowed very poor Europeans to be able to enjoy the sun.
Let's go for a short commercial break. When we come back, then we talk more about that.
Thank you so much. We're going to do that. We're going to get that. So in fact, in your view, that is what we should be getting to, because yes, there's this, we've identified it. What do we do now to get that? It's Kigali in the morning, ladies and gentlemen, and it's Wednesday Money Matters. The beloved Mr. Dabasia is here to help us get this, how can we attract more money into all the facilities that we have, because all these are there to make us better. But talking about getting better, you could also imagine wishing you could win up to 500,000 Rwandan francs. Not only that, a new smartphone, an e-bike, or a brand new electric car. That could be a dream, right? It is possible with BK's Cerebra. It's called Cerebra. You can pay using BK Pay, BK cards, or use BK's digital channels to pay for electricity, water, and the more MTN bundles. And that way, if you use all those platforms and those alternatives, you stand a chance to win any of the prizes I just mentioned above every week, every month. I'm talking about the e-bike, a smartphone, a brand new electric car, and many others. Pay with BK's digital services, and that way you'll be able to celebrate or celebrate. In the meantime, you need internet, and the only internet you can use is the Canal Box internet. It's fiber internet for the whole family, which is available for you and its disposal. And they're saying that Canal Box has something special for the new customers. Subscribe now and get free router and installation. Call 8600, that's 8600 or 0788 197 100 and get connected today with Canal Box, the best home internet you can only use for reliable, scalable, and affordable internet. Iminuka na Canal Box.
Bringing Kigali together.
Yeah.
Kigali comes alive.
Early in the morning. Wake up.
Kigali in the morning.
In the morning. Yes, sir.
Early in the morning to wake you up.
It's Kigali in the morning. This is not the morning. Wednesday, Money Matters, 25 to the top of the hour. Wednesdays, we define the odds and say, yes, this is how best we can talk about money, talk about how best we can increase and leverage on whatever is at disposal. And today, this morning, this hour of 9, from what we're discussing Wednesday Money Matters is, yes, we know numbers, we know that all these facilities are there. And while other nations can have a turnover every day, or even if it's not every day, at least week in, week out, the numbers that are showing up, and the more they show up, there's an expenditure they're making in the country, and that increases the GDP of the nation.
Honestly, there's been an increase on the numbers. Thank you for talking about the numbers, because now let's see, 2023 about 1.4 million visitors, of course generating more than $620 million US, and that is 2023. So 2024, according to RDB, it recorded 1.36 million visitors. That was a reduction, actually.
It went down.
It went down. 1.36 million visitors, according to RDB annual report. And then 2025, we have 1.49 million visitors, a slight increase. Arrivals generating 685. But of course, you can see it's a slight increase, but the dollars increased. I don't know, maybe something happened there, because you see it's 685, close to 50 million increase, 50 million increase in tourism revenues. So we haven't yet got 2026, but you see the numbers are not really.
Yeah, the numbers are dismal. 1.5 million. We are talking about 6 million. Bringing it to 6 million. It's not going to happen overnight, and it's not going to happen with the status quo. Doing what we are doing. We have to radically change and attract a different crowd, a different demography. If Spain could attract the cheapest, the poorest Europeans to come and enjoy summer. Kigali has better summer than the Mediterranean.
So for you think that the approach of prioritizing the premium and luxurious visitors and having luxurious hotels and where people stay, and of course the tour attractions that are luxurious, like the Goliath trekking we talked about, and of course I'll be honest myself, I know Goliath trekking is very expensive.
Yes,
it's 100 and
it's 25,000 plus USD per night.
Per night.
Yeah,
without having transport, considering transport,
just,
regardless, hotels and all. That's the entry fee.
But again, how many billionaires can you afford to bring over here to do that? A millionaire cannot afford 25,000 a night. It has to be a billionaire.
It has to be.
The world has less than 10,000 billionaires.
So we need to ask how many are going to come and do and spend that.
So now this brings me to the question that maybe the approach actually pricing down the middle
No.
class?
The luxury should remain luxury. There will be customers for it, and they are doing a good job of bringing customers for it. Let it be, you can have, like the airline has 3 tiers.
Packages.
You have the business class, you have the first class, and you have the economy class. The masses are in the highest occupancy is in the mass transit. The same thing has to happen over here. We can't just cater for the first class and the business class. We have to also cater for the masses. It is in the masses that employment is generated. Occupancy is increased. And it comes in millions. Just imagine one of the, in an interview yesterday, somebody said, if 6 million people are going to come here, then we will need to up our infrastructure. I said, the infrastructure is there. Yes, you will need to add more, occupancy. You have to add, but if Serena is 150% booked, it will obviously have enough money to extend a wing. Yeah, if Hilton is full to the brim, they will have enough money to build another branch. All we need to do is make sure that they are all occupied. Because as I said,
does that mean also the hotel or the hospitality sector has to think about the pricing that fits to all levels?
Yes, but also going back to the infrastructure issue. More visitors will need more rooms, it will need more infrastructure. Yes, but we are not short of infrastructure. Countries like Bhutan, Nepal, who doesn't have many of this global chains, they're doing it through homestay, and homestay has the most beneficial impact on the locals, because they are eating the host's food. They are being the host is making their bed. The host is taking them on market trips with them.
But that's the approach.
They're
Maybe
doing it through the homestay.
Yeah.
There's so many homestays.
Okay,
that
we have a
happen.
population of 14 million. We may have 2 or 3 million homes. Even if a small percentage of that, 10% did homestay, that would be enough rooms.
But let's assume, let's put it down to someone who is listening. Let's assume if we are to talk about a middle class person coming to Kigali, who is in the UK, what would actually the Rwanda's package that would fit to that middle class if you are to be the one coming here? Like, let's assume you've been here for a while and now you've seen how the packages are and how expensive and how affordable it is. If someone is coming from UK and coming to Kigali, what would be the package that would fit to a large number of people in the UK that perhaps you think Rwanda is not capitalizing on?
Okay, we'll take a real example. My uncle staying over here, he was staying in this hotel. He was paying around $40-50 a night, which is affordable. It was a very good room. Unfortunately, the hotel was unoccupied, but the place was good. And you're talking about somebody who is spending around 500 USD for 3 or 4 days or a week. We need to have packages that allow people who only have 500 USD disposable income to be able to visit Rwanda at least twice a year. And repeat business is also important. Your hospitality standards are very poor. There is no eye contact, there is no smile, there is no hello, and even in the luxury, gorilla tracking things, you put so much emphasis on the welcome. You have the drummers, the dancers, and everything. What about the departure? Does that person who has enjoyed your hospitality remember you 2 weeks after he's left your property? There is a hotel in Bali that does that. It does it by design. It ties this thing. It's called a nada chadi. It's just a string. when the guest is leaving, there is a prayer ritual that the local priest does, and then ties this wristband to the guest. And when the guest is gone to USA or UK or wherever he's come from, and he's sipping his tea, he sees this wristband. What does it remind him of?
That country.
It reminds him of that stay, that experience. And that gives him enough opportunity to then talk to his colleagues and his friends and say, oh, I went to this place in Bali.
Very cheap and affordable.
Very cheap, affordable, and the best place to go in Africa is Kigali.
Yeah.
You need to make your visitors your ambassadors.
So, do you think, can we have luxury Rwanda and affordable Rwanda?
Yes, you can have multi-tier Rwanda. Like the airlines do multi-tiering, the hospitality, it can do the same. Travel is also part of hospitality. If Rwanda Air is segregating, the first class and the business class and the masses, why not the rest of the industry? I'm not saying anything out of proportion. You go to Spain, it is the same thing. You have regions where you have, paddy English, those guys who just love chips and beer. And that there is a place for those guys. And then there is a place for somebody like me. And then there is a place for the exclusive, the Club La Casta and all those places. It has multi-tier. It's the same in Dubai. Dubai does not only cater for the Burj Khalifa. It has all these multinational, international, brands. And it also has homestays.
Let's talk about how within the region these other economies are performing in terms of numbers and considering what we have that some of them do not have. Comparing how you've moved, say Kenya, Uganda, or even Tanzania. What is one thing we can learn from some of these countries? Because some of them have had campaigns that are encouraging local tourism.
Yes.
Local numbers.
Original tourism.
Yes, because there are peak seasons.
Yeah.
And besides that, sometimes Ebola has been happening, for example. It didn't reach here.
Yeah.
But some of these things, there are external factors that also hinder numbers from coming through, especially the ones that are foreign. What about within the community? What is it that you've seen from the number you've said 14 million that we have here in Rwanda that can have the walk-ins within the year? Whether the other foreign tourists are coming in or
the
not.
Muzungus only come in Christmas and they come in summer. So there is a season, and they only come when they mostly when people with kids, they only come when there are school holidays. The rest of the time the hotels are empty. So local or regional tourism can be encouraged. Not only that, but this transit tourism. You're already hosting this person. You're taking him from Nairobi and bringing him to Kigali, and then taking him to London or to Birmingham or to Germany or wherever. Why don't why this thing is not even promoted? The airline event itself or the airport is not promoting this. This happened by chance to my uncle, and he accepted it because I was here.
So you think also airlines should also be promoting the long stay?
Yeah, Turkish airline does it. It gives you deliberately. It is designed in its fare. It is cheaper if you stay there. They'll make their fare cheaper for you to stay in Istanbul.
So that is attracting now the other visitors or transiting. What about now?
Wow, that's nice. That's a good idea.
It's a good
I like
one.
it. I like it.
And Abu Dhabi does it even further. It says visa is free and transport is free. They give you a card, 3-day card, travel card.
We should now actually thank Rwanda for allowing now your uncle to stay. At least there was something that was observed. Now, let's consider the big population that we have here now. What do we do? Let's respond to that when we return.
Igihugu kirakataje mu iterambere, nawe ukwiye kugendana naryo. Menya byinshi, ugere kuri byinshi, wibereye iwawe mu rugo.
Basketball League playoff. So support your favorite team, enjoy every victory, and fuel your match day experience with Cheetah Energy. Cheetah Energy, fuel the game, fuel the energy. Warning, not recommended for persons under 18 years of age, pregnant or breastfeeding women, or individuals who are sensitive to caffeine. Please consume responsibly. Cheetah Energy is a product of Bralirwa.
It's again in the morning, Wednesday Money Matters with Mr. Dabasia. This is not the morning as we continue to see how best we can perform in terms of getting numbers and leveraging on the best of tourism. And we're asking the middle path premium pricing that has been said, considering what other countries have done, the flagship experiences, for example, gorilla trekking that we talked about, the trekking rather, paired with mass market growth in city tourism, conferences, MICE, we've looked at that before, that happens. And of course, there was a bit of cancellation in some of the events that were supposed to be happening in the past months, by the way. So there could be some effect on that. But let's talk about now encouraging local tourism, the walk-ins, lake tourism, cultural heritage sites visits, say to Nyanza, or very many places that people can do. What is it that probably, in your view, should be adjusted, encouraged, within that angle? What should be basically encouraged in this case?
If you look at local tourism, the best example of local tourism is India. India has more local tourism than international tourism. Even though international tourism of India is increasing, there are lots of people going to Bangkok, they're going to Taiwan, they're going to China, they're going to Europe, everywhere. But local tourism, and it's mostly religious-based tourism, local tourism. And internal flight connections are cheap and ready. I went from Kigali to Nairobi. It cost me the same amount of money to travel from Kigali to Nairobi as it cost me to go from Kigali to London.
It's expensive.
$600. Internal flights are so expensive within Africa.
That's a problem. It's a problem that actually
Yes,
it's
but,
been talked about many times.
Yeah, and it needs to, you could say, okay, if you are traveling to, from Egypt to South Africa, stop over. If you stop over, your fare will be this, or we will give you one room, 1 day, 1 night room.
1 night stay. Yeah.
1 night stay. It will, it will bring people that will not normally stay or stop over here.
And someone stays 1 night and feels like, no, I need to extend my stay because
and it is possible. Like my uncle, he was only given 1 night, and then he extended it to 4 nights at no cost. The airline is just adjusting that seat from being on Friday to being on Monday.
So Dabasia, let's talk about this. We know Rwanda is actually, we alluded to it earlier on the sponsorship with big teams, and we know that Rwanda heavily invests on the Visit Rwanda brand.
It's a $200 million campaign.
Yes, to the global market, and we know that this is a good thing, and it has yielded a lot of money.
It is,
and of course, we're looking to see more money coming from the same partnerships. But now the question is, how do we transfer or translate the global visibility of Rwanda into actual visitors that comes here to Rwanda?
You build the attention. Visit Rwanda has given you the attention. Now you need to bring that attention to the ground.
How do you do that?
Through through the promotion of stay in stopover in Kigali. And you're also building a new airport. So you're creating a tourist travel hub, air travel hub that will bring more guests. And you can then, even if your carrier is carrying maybe 9 million visitors, and of that only 10% decided to take up the stopover offer, that's 900,000 extra visitors.
Wow. That's a big number.
Yeah, that's one way. The other thing is internal tourism. I went to Gisenyi, to that Lake Kivu. That lake looks like an ocean. It has waves. It has tides.
It has sand.
And sand. How many Rwandese have gone to that beach?
Every weekend.
But how many Rwandese go to that beach?
Maybe I don't know. Maybe the stay is expensive, but I know some people have really gone there. They utilize it.
Yeah, it may be utilized by the high end or the middle, middle class, citizens of Kigali, but it should become more
So
accessible.
domestic tourism should be something that they heavily invest in as well.
Yes,
And of course,
because
they are doing
once the
that.
tourist goes there, he's going to have to eat somewhere.
They will spend.
He will have to use a transport from here to there.
So one thing, what is it that to you that you've seen that Rwanda has not capitalized on, even on those that have managed to come in? Because there is coming in, but also the other day you talked about going back and come back.
Yeah.
Or
Repeat.
or spread the fire around
Yeah.
the country or talk
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
So what is it have you discovered that really, really we are not doing well when it comes to retaining the visitors?
It's the customer experience. The customer experience, you focus on the welcome. You offer a drink, you offer a welcome greetings, but also the departure should have as much attention as we mentioned. And this is nothing. This is inexpensive. It's just a string, but it will give that person a memory to take away beyond your property, beyond your country.
The souvenirs, you mean?
Give a souvenir.
Yeah.
If someone comes to your hotel,
Can they buy something from there?
Yeah, the souvenirs is one thing, but this is a gesture of friendship. This is a note of friendship.
So if they visit, so wait, literally, you're saying that these are hotels or people that offer these services should learn this.
Yes.
I think
Give a free thing to somebody that comes to
That
a
they
free
put it
item.
on, they wear it,
I
they
think
wear
it's a
it
tip for
proudly.
hotels.
It's a tip.
They wear it proudly, and they talk about it, and they become your raving ambassadors.
So like that one.
Yes.
Where did you get that?
This is a Hindu tradition, and Bali, is a Hindu nation. It's a island near Malaysia, but they follow Hindu traditions, and in the Hindu traditions, a guest is there is a hotel that I went to in India. They call their guests Bhagwan. Bhagwan means God.
Okay.
The owner is addressing the guests as Bhagwan,
Because
because he understands that it is his business is dependent on this people.
we have an adage that says that a customer is the king.
He is not. He's taken it a level ahead. He's calling him God.
So finally, my last question is, should Rwanda focus on attracting more tourists or more on also retaining tourists?
Both attracting as well as winning repeat businesses. Without repeat business, all businesses are a failure. And Visit Rwanda campaign is also a business decision.
Okay.
If Visit Rwanda does not attract repeat business, it doesn't generate raving fans, ambassadors that spread the word far and wide beyond just the stadiums, this is not going to happen.
Okay. So it
It
needs
has to be a
both.
mass movement. It has to be the whole hospitality as well as the country.
Okay. Mind the last one. Thanks, Arafat, for that. What could mass market tourism offer that luxury can't? Is it in more jobs to the Rwandans?
Yes.
I mean,
Every foreign tourist, is going to create 3 jobs locally. A driver is going to be occupied, a chef, a cleaner,
a
somebody.
guide.
Yeah. And employment generation and highly paid employment. We are talking about employment that pays much better than the maids and the housewives or whatever. Yeah. So again, so it will create good, better jobs and plenty of them.
Well,
So let's say if our numbers were 1.5 million and we went to 3 million,
okay.
and if it's an addition of 1.5, it will create 4.5 million jobs.
Wow.
That's half of your population occupied in the hospitality industry.
Very true.
Mr. Dabasia, I'm afraid we must stop from here, but thank you so much for the time you've given us. And this morning, we were discussing something very important. We talked about the fact that can Rwanda double tourism visitors from luxury tourism to mass market hospitality. So we discussed this morning, and thank you so much for the deliberations.
You're welcome, and thank you for inviting me again.
He's available on all platforms. Please look for him. He's a coach, development partner as well, and business leader that can help you get so many things. Kigali in the morning. Take a break until tomorrow. Have a blessed day. Good morning.